The sound of the oboe, to me, is solitary. It's solitary and plaintive, and it's one of the things I like about it. And for that reason, I think it's resonant with the idea of being on your own, you know. But it's got this beautiful, it's got a lot of beautiful parts. But the beautiful part about the reed is that you might feel alone from the sound you're making, but in order to produce the sound, you're holding between your lips a double reed, so you have two reeds vibrating against each other. So in order to make this solitary sound, you need to have these two reeds in dialogue with each other. And I think it's sort of cool. I guess most people don't know, or why should they, but most people don't know that oboists have to make their own reeds. And reed making takes up a lot more of the oboist's time than practice. And it involves just tons of minute work and usually fails. Double reed instruments, you need to make the reeds for them. Whereas like the single reed instruments like the clarinet and the saxophone, they just can waltz in and just buy some reeds and stick them in and soak them and they work. To make an oboe reed, you start with a kind of bamboo, we call it cane, and then you use a gouger to gouge out the inside of the tube so that it's thin enough, and then you use a shaper to shape it, and you fold it, and you cut the tip and you tie it onto your cork with the tube, and then you scrape and scrape and scrape and scrape and scrape until the reed is done, or you are. And I have about a 1 in 50 success rate with my reeds, but professional oboists, I think, have it better, but they still have it hard. This is like the most sensitive part of this instrument constantly is dying, and you're constantly trying to make new ones. It's sort of, this is the image I get. It's sort of maybe a little bit Gogol-esque, but it's like if you had to remake your nose every day, and your nose only lasted for a few hours, and then you had to make a new nose. It's like the reed version of a fruit fly, like it only lives for a short period of time, but it lives intensely. What do being a monologuist and an oboist have in common? Well, the obvious thing that comes to mind is doing both of those things really annoys people. So there's that. Both of them can make you really unpopular with your neighbors.